Jai Guruji, Chapter 53, page 205 to 208. Disentangling the knotted rope of karma. After both her in-laws were found to be suffering from blood cancer, Jyoti Verma and her husband disposed of their factory and petrol pump and shifted from Dehradun to Delhi. As compared to Dehradun, living in Delhi was expensive. The Vermas had 2 children and their ailing parents to look after. They felt they would never lead a happy and comfortable life here. It seemed to them, bound by their karma, they were walking aimlessly in a dark, endless cave. The rope of their karma had coiled around them. Both planned to shift to a smaller city so that they could once again start life afresh. In fact, the family had not even unpacked its bag since coming from Dehradun. Then, through a friend whose daughter's wedding they had attended, the Vermas came to Guruji and had his darshan. The next day, they went to the mandir at Empire State, where they sat for hours and sought his blessing. So acute were their financial worries that when they were going to Guruji, Jyoti told her husband that it was not a piece of cake to spend petrol worth 500 rupees daily to come to Guruji. The Vermas used to come from Ghaziabad, quite a distance from Empire State. The Sangat used to be held on all 7 days, and they felt as if they were pulled to him daily. They found to their surprise that things started setting right by themselves. The tangled rope of their lives was disentangling itself under his presence. Soon, the Verma started importing a ready-to-use liquid intravenous immunoglobulin made from human plasma by Baxter Healthcare, and their company, which never sold more than 6,000 to 10,000 vials per year, is today unable to meet the demand. The Verma's financial worries were over. Even the money that was due to them came in. The Vermas realized the impact of Guruji's blessings before they had a chance to voice their problems to Guruji. They had spent most of the time going to Guruji, arguing over whether they should tell him about their problems or not. But Guruji had solved their conundrum without their even having to say a single word to him. In the meantime, their father-in-law's condition also improved. At one point of time, he was declared dead during a chemotherapy session. But he had a photo of Guruji in his pocket all the time and not only got a new life but was also cured of the disease. He never had treatment for cancer again. In his unique way, Guruji also saved the life of Jyoti's husband. Once he called her husband out when it was the Sangat's leave-taking time, but did not say anything. He gave his permission only after some 5 minutes. No one realized why he acted thus, but the Vermas soon saw what would have befallen them had they left earlier. On their way home, they saw the wreckage of an accident that had occurred only minutes ago. They felt that had Guruji not forestalled their departure, they would have met the same fate. Guruji's grace extended to Jyoti's relatives. Her husband had a severe backache due to a slip disc and was bedridden. Guruji did not even ask about him for 1.5 months. Then one day, Guruji advised him to have hot milk with turmeric before going to bed. He was cured. Jyoti's brother-in-law, a senior official in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, posted in Lucknow, had a different problem. He was often at odds with his boss, who was hindering his promotion. He decided to resign from the job. But with Guruji's blessing, he was promoted and transferred to Hyderabad. He had himself said after his interview at Chennai that his promotion was not possible. Today, he is happy and is looking after major divisions under Guruji's protection. Guruji also protects devotees from negative circumstances. At the Verma's factory site, a huge water tank, some 18 to 20 feet deep, was being built and about 20 to 25 laborers were working there. A boulder fell into the tank and the workers, fearing danger, were prompted to come out. The next moment, just as the last laborer had come out, the huge wall, 18 feet high and 65 feet wide, fell down. No one was hurt. Even an infant was unharmed. What else could this be but Guruji's grace? Another instance. Jyoti's sister had been married 7 years ago and was suffering severe stomachache. She had been treated and even operated on without any result. Her parents had even gone to pandits and tantrics who did all sort of tantra mantra which went in vain. Jyoti told Guruji about her sister's problem and he blessed her with a copper tumbler. Soon she was absolutely well. Finding a lost son. Jyoti's maid lost her 11-year-old son who was unfamiliar with Delhi, having come from his village a month ago. All efforts to find him were in vain, and she did not even have his photograph. The distraught mother pleaded to Jyoti for help. Jyoti prayed to Guruji, asking him to help the poor troubled woman who needed him the most. The same evening, she got her son back. She said it seemed as if someone had come and left him there in front of her, watching over the teenage son. Guruji instructed Jyoti's son to go and live in a hostel. It was his first time out of home for a long time and he used to get quite depressed. One day, all of his friends left him in the hostel and went out to spend the evening with their girlfriends. He cribbed to himself that he could also have a girlfriend, as it led to no harm and was just a way to while away the time. He fell asleep with these thoughts, but to his utter surprise, Guruji came in his dream and scolded him. He woke up at 2 p.m., shivering, drenched with sweat. He prayed to Guruji and only then he could get sound sleep. Jyoti was told of this incident and she felt reassured. She knew Guruji was taking care of everything. Jyoti says, once people are under Guruji's Sharan, they have nothing to think of. They just have to stop using their mind and surrender themselves, forgetting all ifs and buts. We come to him as chronic patients, says Jyoti, with a lot of problems and negativities that he removes with his blessings. Guruji's treatment is beyond our understanding. His blessings are always in disguise, but our human nature is not satisfied till we speak of our problems. We shouldn't ask for instant results when we have come to him as the last resort. The faith and surrender devotees put in connects them to him and leads them to a bright future. As the saying goes, jitna gur daloge utna hi meetha phal paoge. As the amount of sweet put in, so the sweetness of the fruit. The aura around the devotees turns so positive that no one can ever harm them. Satsang narrated of Mrs. Jyoti Verma.